Hare Krishna. I welcome all to our Bhagavad Gita class. The objective of this class is to enable reading of the shlok, to understand the basic meaning of the shlok, and to help understand the basic philosophy of Gita. We are on chapter 14, the three modes of material nature. This chapter is divided into three parts. The first part, from shlok number 1 to 13, is about the conditioning of the soul by the material modes. And this is what we started in the last class. And then there are two more sections, 14 to 18, is the effect of conditioning by the modes. And then how can we transcend the modes? How can we go beyond the modes, right? And then we will end with the glories of chapter 14 from Padma Puran. What we have done in the last class, we read about the first two shlok talks about Krishna explaining about the glories of the knowledge that he's going to speak in this chapter. And he says that idam jnanam upashritya mama sadharmyam agatah sargo api nopajayante pralaye na vyatanti cha. It means once who has understood this gyan, once who has obtained this gyan, then that person will get sad dharmyam agata. He'll become like me. Like me in quality, not in quantity. And sarga means creation. When the creation happens, no pijayante. Even during the creation, he will not be born again. And even pralay, when the pralay comes, now within teacher will not distress such a person who has understood this knowledge. And why does Krishna say so? Because in the previous chapter, in the 13th chapter, Krishna has explained about Gyan. And as per Krishna, the Gyan is to know about the body, soul, and super soul, and the relations between them. Now, when Krishna talks about knowledge, he does not talk about the knowledge that one can get in the field of medicine or in the field of engineering or in the field of nuclear physics or in the field of arts or commerce. Krishna says they all are material knowledge, but the actual knowledge, the real knowledge, is to understand about body, soul, and super soul. So why does he say so? Because by this knowledge, then if once we get the knowledge of body, soul, and super soul, then it can help us to actually liberate us. It actually helps us to come out of liberate, and that is why he says that this is the actual knowledge. And as we also read in chapter 13, that body is made up of the material nature. It is made up of the 24 elements, which is part of Prakriti. So Krishna says that the actual knowledge is to understand about Prakriti, soul, and super soul, and the relation among that. That is called Sambandh Gyan. Krishna says in the last chapter, he explained that the real distress that we all face is not that I don't have enough to eat, or I have got hurt, or I didn't have this car, or I don't have a house. They are not the real distress. The real distress is the birth, death, disease, and old age. They are the real distress. And if we can know how to come out of this cycle of birth and death, that is a real knowledge. That is what Krishna defines as Gyan. And in this chapter that we are going to learn or have started learning, Krishna he explains about Prakriti. It makes sense when Krishna says to know about soul. Soul is that who am I? That makes sense. What is super soul? That also makes sense. But what is it that Krishna says we have to know about Prakriti? Prakriti is basically, it is the most important thing for us to understand, because it is the three modes of material nature is the guna of Prakriti. And this is what the soul is bound because of these three gunas. So if we want to free ourselves, get ourselves entangled, we are entangled by these three modes of material nature, which is actually nothing but a part of Prakriti. They are the three qualities of Prakriti. And if we understand that, then only we will know how to come out, how to disengage ourselves from this body and get free, right? So Krishna says that in the fourth slok, Krishna says that the Lord impregnates the Prakriti. He talks about the Prakriti. He says Prakriti is always there. It is eternal. It was always there. It is always there. But then when he creates a material world, what happens? He actually impregnates the Prakriti with all the living entities that wants to come to this material world. Yeah. So he says, Sarva yoneshu konteya murteha sambhavantiya tasam brahma mahad Aham beach pradah pita. Aham is I, beach pradah pita. I am the one who gives the seed giver. Seed giver of whom? Sarva yoneshu. Sarva means all. Yoni is species. And how many yonis are there? There are 84 lakhs. 84 lakh species are there. And we talked about in the last class, the species in biology and as per Bhagavad Gita are different. Species in Bhagavad Gita talks about the state of consciousness. It says there are 84 lakh types of consciousness which we have. Out of that, only 4 lakh is human species. Rest all is bird, reptiles, insects, plants, trees. All they are of different types, right? And then Krishna says that this material nature, it produces 3 modes, and those 3 modes are goodness, passion, and ignorance. And when the Lord impregnates the Prakriti, this material nature with the living entity, as soon as they come in contact with the Prakriti, each of the soul gets conditioned. It becomes conditioned. It does not remain the pure soul, that which is a part and parcel, but it gets a wrapping above them, and that wrapping can be of the mode of goodness, passion, or ignorance, based on their previous karma, based on the association they are having, based on multiple factors. They get actually conditioned by these 3 modes. That is what we have understood, we have learned till now. Rather we also took an example of, to understand these 3 modes we talked about, we have to understand how all the colors that we see in the whole universe come out by 3 primary colors, and the 3 primary colors are red, yellow, and blue. And what happens? Any color that we see is actually a mixture of these colors. It's a combination of either red and yellow, blue, or some percentage of combination. Similarly, we see in this material world there are 84 lakhs of species, and none of them are similar. None of them are similar. Everyone is different. And why is it so? It is because of the different mixture of the percentage of goodness, passion, and ignorance in each of the person. That is why every human being or every species is different than the other one. Everyone is a unique one, right? So this is what we have learned till now. So now we'll start again with shlok number 6 of 14th chapter. So we talked about the 3 modes of material nature. Now we'll talk about the 3 there. So let's start with shlok number 3. तत्र सत्वं निर्मलत्वात् प्रकाशकम् अनामयम् सुखसंगेन बध्नाति ज्ञानसंगेन चानघ तत्र सत्वं निर्मलत्वात् प्रकाशकम् अनामयम् सुख संगेन बदनाति ज्ञान संगेन चानघ. तत्र सत्वं निर्मलत्वात् प्रकाशकम् अनामयम् सुख संगेन बध्नाति ज्ञान संगेन चानघ. The first the first mode that Krishna explains is the mode of sattvam. Sattvam means goodness, and Krishna says tatra sattvam nirmalatvat. What is the meaning of nirmal? Nirmal means without mal. Mal is dirt. It is nirmala. It is without any dirt. So it means the mode of goodness is pure. It is nirmala. It is without any dirt. So it is pure. And not only it is nirmala, it says it is prakashakam anamayam. Prakashakam means light. Prakash means light. So it gives prakash is equivalent to gyan. So the mode of goodness is pure, that is nirmal. It is prakashakam. Prakashakam means it is full of gyan. And then it says anamayam. Anamayam is basically sinful sins. It is also free of any all sins. When something is free of any sin, why do we get dukh? We get dukh because of our past sins. But this mode is without, is free of sins. And when this is free of sins, what will happen? What will happen? Sukh sangena badnati. Then the people who are in this mode will actually experience happiness. They'll experience sukh. Sukh sangena badnati. But although this particular mode is nirmal, that is without pure, prakashakam, it is full of gyan, and it is it is without sin, but and still in this mode the soul gets bound. It gets bound on what? It's a sukh sanghena badhanati. It gets badhanati means bound. How does it get bound? By happiness. Sukh sanghena. And jnana sanagena chanaga. Jnana sanghena. So by two things it gets bound, by the happiness and the gyan. And Anagha means Arjun. Anagha is Arjun. He's addressing Arjun as Anagha. Anagha means oh sinless one. So Krishna says that although this mode, Sattvam, the mode of goodness, is very pure, full of knowledge, and without any sins, but still this mode binds the soul. Why does it bind the soul? It binds the soul by happiness and jnana, because someone who is in this mode is happy and he has the knowledge. So they feel, one may feel that I have everything. What is of need? It's a beautiful life. Why should I worry? And then internally, people may get proud of the knowledge they have. Yeah. So if you can look at, Prabhupada specifically gives examples of great scientists and philosophers. So they said, because they have the knowledge and they can understand, they have also the gyan. So they, you may get proud that, I know all these things and I'm already happy. So this behavior actually bounds them, right? So we go to so let's read the English translation by Srila Prabhupada. O sinless one, the mode of goodness, being purer than the others, is illuminating, and it frees one from all sinful reactions. Those situated in that mode become conditioned by a sense of happiness and knowledge. And this is what is the cause of their binding, right? Let's go to the next slok. Shlok 6. रजोरागात्मकं विद्धि तृष्णा संगम समुद्भवम् तन्निबध्नाति कौन्तेय कर्म संगेन देहिनम् रजोरागात्मकं विद्धि तृष्णा संग समुद्भवम् तन्निबध्नाति कौन्तेय कर्म संगेन देहिनम् रजोरागात्मकं विद्धि तृष्णा संग समुद्भवम् तन्निबध्नाति कौन्तेय कर्म संगेन देहिनम्. Now Krishna here explains Rajo. Raj means in the mode of passion. Rajo means passion. So someone who is in passion, Rajo, rag is attachment. Rag means attachment. So someone who is in passion is attached by ragatmak. It's not only attached by desires. A lot of desires, right? And Trishna is longingness. Trishna means to long for things. You have lot of desires, and when the desires are not met, you start longing for it, and then you start working more for it, right? So that is the behavior of a person in Rajoguna, in the mode of passion. So this person, someone who is in a mode of passion, is characterized by unlimited desires. Trishna is basically longing. Sanga is attachment. Samudbhavam is produced out of longing and attachment. Tan nibadnati Kaunteya. And Krishna says, O Kaunteya, O Kunti Putra Arjun, that actually binds the person who is in the mode of passion by Karma sangena dehinam. Dehinam is the body. The body, the embodied body that we have, it gets bound by sakam karma. Sakam karma means fruitive actions. It means, and specifically, Prabhupada explains, this attachment, this passion is basically the passion between men and women. Now, when you have this passion, when man and women, they come together, then they want to create a family. And not only do you want to create a family, you also want to, earn, you want to have a status in the society, you want to build your house, you want to have kids, then everything around that gets established because of this attachment. And then to do all these things, to satisfy the needs of the family and to have the society, the status in the society, the person, the mode of passion, keeps on working harder and harder to basically achieve the goals of their life, right? And which is more of a material pleasure. So this is what is karma sangain. So he or she gets bound by karma, by the fruitive actions. They get bound by the fruitive action, and which will cause into the result of continuous birth and death in this world, right? So this is how the person in the passion will be bound. So let us read the English translation by Srila Prabhupada. The mode of passion is born of unlimited desires and longings. O son of Kunti, and because of this, the embodied living entity is bound by two material fruitive actions. Right? Then we go to the third one. So we talked about goodness, we talked about passion, and the last one is ignorance. Right? So let's read this. Shlok number 8. Tamastu ajnanajam vidhi mohanam sarvadehinam pramad alasya nidrabhis tannimadhnati bharata. Tamastu ajnanajam vidhi mohanam sarvadehinam pramad alasya nidrabhis tannibadhnati bharata. Tamastvajnanajam vidhi mohanam sarvadehinam pramad alasya nidrabhis tannibadhnati bharata. Now Krishna says, tamas is the mode of ignorance. Tamah is the mode of ignorance. Jam means is produced, takes birth. So tamas, the mode of ignorance, takes birth by agyan. Agyan is the basically is the cause for the mode of ignorance. And when you have agyan, then what happens? Sarvadehinam. Sarvadehinam is all the embodied living entities. All the people who are in the mode of ignorance, they get into mohanam. Mohanam is attachment. They will fall into moho, that is attachment. And then what is the effect of it? You will see pramad. Pramad is madness. Pramad is madness. Alasya is laziness. And nidra, sleeping, excessive sleep. So these are the three qualities that is attached to the mode of ignorance. Tan nibadhnati bharata. O Bharat, O Arjun, nibadhnati is bound. They are bound. So someone who is in the mode of ignorance, what happens? Then it is because of the agyan. It is born of because of the agyan, the mode of ignorance is born. And then all the embodied people who are in the mode of ignorance, they are actually into the characteristics we see is madness, alas, laziness, and excessive sleeping. So let us read the translation by Srila Prabhupada. O son of Bharat, know that the mode of darkness, born of ignorance, is the delusion of all embodied living entities. The results of this mode are madness, indolence and sleep, which bind the conditioned soul. So pramad is madness. So such people, people in the mode of ignorance will be addicted to intoxication, excessive sleeping, laziness, will not work, will be lying down here, there, always ignoring work. You'll feel you once you can recognize by, there'll be always a state of dejection, always complaining. So these are the qualities that is seen in them. And then we go to the slok number 9. Sattvam sukhe sukhe sanjayati.
Sattvam sukhe sanjayati.
Rajah karmani bharat.
Rajah karmani bharat.
Jnanam avrite tu tamah.
Avrityatu tamah.
Pramade sanjayatyuta.
Pramade sanjayatyuta.
Sattvam sukhe sanjayati.
Sattvam sukhe sanjayati.
Rajah karmani bharatah.
Rajah karmani bharat.
Jnanam avrityatu tamah.
Avrityatu tamah.
Pramade sanjayatyuta.
Sanjayatyuta. Sattvam sukhe sanjayati.
Sattvam sukhe sanjayati.
Karmani bharata.
Rajah karmani bharata.
Avrityatu tamah.
Jnanam avrityatu tamah.
Pramade sanjayatyuta.
Pramade sanjayatyuta. So Krishna says, Sattvam sukhe sanjayati. Sanjayati is produced. So from Sattvam, in the mode of goodness, what does it result into? Sukh, into happiness. And Rajah, the mode of passion, results into, O Bharat, it results into karmani, lot of sakam work, that is fruitive actions. Jnanam avritya. Jnana means knowledge. Avritya is covered by knowledge. It means agyan. So tu tama. And tama means a mode of darkness. So what will happen? The knowledge is actually covered, is wrapped. So it's agyan. They are in the mode of agyan. And what do we see? Pramade sanjayatuta. So it is characterized by the mode of madness. So let us read the translation of Srila Prabhupada. O son of Bharat, the mode of goodness, conditions one to happiness, passions, conditions one to fruitive action, and ignorance, covering one's knowledge, binds one to madness. Right? So now what we'll do is, we will move to chapter number 17. Because what we have read till now, the three modes, they are the Krishna has explained a lot of examples of these three modes in the chapter number 17. So let us go to chapter number 17, shlok number 1. Chapter number 17, shlok number 1. Yeah. So here in this chapter, Krishna gives a lot of example of these three modes. So let us read that. Arjuna Vacha. Ye Shastra Vidyam Utsrijya.
Ye Shastra Vidim Utsrijya.
Yajante Shraddhayanvitaha.
Yajante Shraddhayanvitaha.
Tesham Nishtha tu ka Krishna.
Tesham Nishtha tu ka Krishna.
Sattvam Swattvam Rajastamaha. So we are on chapter number 17, shlok number 1, right? Arjuna Vacha. Ye Shastra Vidham Utsrijya. Yajante Shraddhayanvitaha. Tesham Nishtha tu ka Krishna. Sattvam Aho Rajastamaha. Arjuna Vacha.
Ye Shastra Vidhim Utsrijya.
Ye Shastra Vidhim Utsrijya. Ujajante Shraddhayanvitaha. Tesham Nishtha tu ka Krishna. Sattvam Aho Rajastamaham. So now Arjun is asking, Arjun says, Arjuna Vacha, which Arjun says, what does he say? Ye Shastra Vidhim Utsrijya. Those who, ye are those who, Shastra Vidhi. Shastra Vidhi means, Shastras are scriptures. Vidhi is the who are following scriptures, right? Utsrijya. Utsrijya means they give up. They don't follow Srijya. So, Shastra Vidhi is following Srijya, following Shastra. And Utsrijya means not following the Shastra. Yajante Shraddhavita. Or they are not following the Shastra, but they are worshipping Shraddhanvita. They are really worshipping with all the faith, right? But they are not following the scriptures. Tesham Nishtha. they have the determination to ka Krishna. So how would you explain the faith of them, of such people who don't follow the scriptures, who don't follow the regulations of scripture, but they worship with faith? What is the faith? What is the nishtha? What is the faith? How would you define that, O Krishna? Are they in the mode of sattva, raja, or tama? Right? So let us the English translation by Srila Prabhupada. Arjun inquired,
Arjun inquired,
O Krishna,
O Krishna,
what is the situation of those
what is the situation of those
who do not follow the principles of
who do
scriptures,
not follow the principles of scripture,
but worship according to their own imagination?
but worship according to their own imagination?
Are they in goodness,
Are they in goodness,
in passion,
in passion,
or in ignorance? 17.2 Shri Bhagavan Uvacha
Sri Bhagavan Uvacha
Trividha Bhavati Shraddha
Vidha Bhavati Shraddha
Dehinam Sa Swabhavaja
Dehinam Sa Swabhavacha
Satviki Rajasi Chaiva
Satviki Rajasi Saiva
Tamasi Cheti Tam Shunu.
Tamasi Cheti Tam Shunu.
Shri Bhagavan Uvacha
Sri Bhagavan Uvacha
Trividha Bhavati Shraddha
Trividha Bhavati Shraddha
Dehinam Sa Swabhavaja
Dehinam Sa Swabhavacha
Satviki Rajasi Chaiva
Satviki Rajasi Chaiva
Tamasi Cheti Tam Shunu.
Tamasi Cheti Tam Shunu. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha
Shri Bhagavan Uvacha
Trividha Bhavati Shraddha
Trividha Bhavati Shraddha
Dehinam Sa Swabhavacha
Dehinam Sa Swabhavaja
Satviki Rajasi Chaiva
Satviki Rajasi Chaiva
Tamasi Cheti Tam Shunu.
Tamasi Cheti Tam Shunu. Now Krishna says, Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. So Krishna says, what he says? Trividha. Trividha means there are three types. There are three types, right? Bhavati Shraddha. The Shraddha, the faith is also of in three modes, right? Dehinam. Dehinam means of all the people. Dehina means the someone who is embodied, like all of us. So we all are called are Dehinam. We all have a body, so we are Dehinam. Dehinam so Subhavaja. And he says, based on their Subhav, based on their behavior, based on their Subhav, what happens? There are three types of faith. It could be Satviki, it could be in the mode of goodness, Rajasi, it could be in the mode of passion, or Tamasi, or in the mode of ignorance. Cheti Tam Shunu. Shunu means here. And now I'm going to tell about that. Please listen. So let us read the translation by Srila Prabhupada. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said,
Personality of Godhead said,
according to the modes of nature
according to the modes of nature,
acquired by the embodied soul,
acquired by the embodied soul,
one's faith
one's faith
can be of three kinds:
can be of three kinds:
in goodness,
goodness,
in passion,
in passion,
or in ignorance.
or in ignorance.
Now hear about this, right? So based on the Subhav is the nature, based on the nature that the Dehina is all of us have acquired. Our faith also will be of three types. And Shinu is, Krishna is now going to speak about it. So let's go to Shlok number, we are skipping Shlok number 3, we are going to Shlok number 4. Shlok number 4. Yajante satvika devan
Yajante satvika devan
yaksh rakshansi rajasa
Rakshamsi Rajasana
pretan bhuta ganaschaiva chanye
Pretan Bhuta Chanye
yajante tamasa jana
Yajante Tamasa Janaha
yajante satvika devan
Yajante Satvika Devan
yaksh rakshansi rajasah
Yaksha Rakshamsi Rajasaha
pretan bhuta ganaschanye chanye
Chanye
yajante tamasa janah
Yajante Tamasa Janaha Yajante Satvika Devan
yajante satvika devan
Yaksha Rakshamsi Rajasaha
yaksh rakshansi rajasa
Pretan Bhuta Ganam Chanye
pretan bhuta ganaschanye
Yajante Tamasa Janaha
yajante tamasa janah. Now Krishna explains yajante is worship. So who worship? Satvika. Those who are in the mode of goodness, Devan. What do they worship? They actually worship the Devatas. What do they worship? Those who are in the mode of goodness, they worship the Devi and Devatas, right? Yaksh Rakshansi Rajasa. And those who are in the mode of passion, they actually worship the demons, Yaksh and Rakshansi. And Pretana Bhut Ganascha, ghost and spirits, they are actually, ghost and spirits are also worshipped by Tamasa. Those who are in the mode of ignorance, they worship actually the ghost and spirits. So let us read the translation by Srila Prabhupada. Men in the mode of goodness
Men in the mode of goodness
worship the demigods.
worship the demigods.
Those in the mode of passion
Those in the mode of passion
worship the demons.
worship the demons.
And those in the mode of ignorance
Those in the mode of ignorance
worship ghosts and spirits.
worship
Right?
ghosts and
So
spirits.
even the faith, even the faith that people have, we can know what they are worshipping. From then we can know in what mode they are. And then who worships Krishna? So all these three modes are mode of which are the modes of bondage. It means anyone in any of these modes, even as was explained in the previous class, the mode of goodness is like a gold chain that we are wearing. We are like a gold chain we are wearing in this material world. And someone who is in the mode of passion is like a silver chain that we are wearing, right? We are bound by silver chain. And someone who is in the mode of tamas, which is basically ignorance, is as if wearing a iron chain, right? So these are the three chains that someone is wearing, right? So Krishna says, yeah. So men in the mode of goodness. So faith is also of three types. So the people who are in the mode of goodness, they worship the the devtas. In the mode of passion, they'll worship the demons. And those in the mode of what do you call it? Tamas, which is ignorance, will worship the ghosts and spirits. Let us go to the seventh shlok now. Seventh shlok. The seventh shlok talks about ahar, that is the food we eat. Krishna says, आहारस्त्वपि सर्वस्य
सर्वस्य
त्रिविधो भवति प्रिय
त्रिविधो भवति प्रियः
यज्ञस्तपस तथा दानम्
यज्ञस्तपस्तथा दानं
तेषां भेदम् इमं शृणु
तेषां भेदम् इमं शृणु
आहारस्त्वपि सर्वस्य
आहारस्त्वपि सर्वस्य
त्रिविधो भवति प्रिय
त्रिविधो भवति प्रियः
यज्ञस्तपः तथा दानम्
यज्ञस्तपस्तथा दानं
तेषां भेदम् इमं शृणु
तेषां भेदम् इमं शृणु आहारस्त्वपि सर्वस्य
आहारस्त्वपि सर्वस्य
त्रिविधो भवति प्रियः
त्रिविधो भवति प्रिय
यज्ञस्तपस्तथा दानं
यज्ञस्तपस्तथा दानम्
तेषां भेदम् imam shruno.
Tesham bhedam imam shru. Now Krishna here explains ahar. Ahar is the food that we eat. Ahar is also of trivido bhavati. That is also of three types. Oh, that is also priya in three. Again, not only ahar. Again, the yagya that we do. Yagya tapah. Even the tap, that austerity that we perform or the penance that we perform. And not only that, even the dan that we give, the charity that we offer, all can be characterized into, or can be fit, basically anything that we do in this life, any activity, it can be characterized into by in three modes, right? So now Krishna is going to explain about the food, the yagya, the tap, and the dan. And he says, I'm going to talk about that. Listen to me. So translation by Srila Prabhupada. Even the food each person prefers is of three kinds, according to the three modes of material nature. The same is true of sacrifices, austerities, and charity. Now hear of the distinction between them. Yeah. Eighth shlok. Ayu sattva bala arogya
आयु सत्व बल आरोग्य
सुख प्रीति विवर्धना
प्रीति विवर्धनः
रस्या स्निग्धा स्थिरा हृदया
रस्या स्निग्धा स्थिरा हृदया
आहार सात्विक प्रिया
Satvika Priyaha.
Ayu Sattva Bala Arogya
Ayu Sattva Bala Arogya.
Sukha Priti Vivardhana
Sapriti Vivardhanaha.
Rasya Snigdha Sthira Hridya
Nasya Snigdha Stira Hridya.
Ahara Satvik Priya
Ahara Satvika Priyaha. Ayu Sattva Bala Arogya.
Ayu Sattva Bala Arogya
Sukha Priti Vivardhanaha.
Sukha Priti Vivardhana
Nasya Snigdha Stira Hridya.
Rasya Snigdha Sthira Hridya
Ahara Satvika Priyaha.
Ahara Satvika Priya. Krishna says here, Ayu. Ayu means age. Ayu Sattva Bala Arogya. By the Sattva food, the food which is of in the mode of Sattva, it gives us long life, Bala, strength, Arogya is basically good health, Sukha, happiness, Preeti is satisfaction, Vivardhana is it increases. Vivardhana is increases. So the food which is consumed as a part of mode of goodness actually helps to increase, gives long life. Bal, strength. Arogya is basically good health. Sukha, happiness. Preeti, satisfaction. Or it increases all those things. And what that sort of food it is? Krishna says, Rasya. They are full of juices, full of juice. Snigdha. It is fatty. It is also fatty. Sthira. It is wholesome. Hridaya. It is pleasing to the heart. Ahara Satvika Priya. And such type of ahar is priya to satvik, something like fruits, vegetables, milk, all which is sattvic, which is pure. That is what it also helps. Something like so all fresh vegetables, fruits, whole meal. That is what is enjoyed by sattvic, someone who is the mode of goodness, and that helps them to increase their life. Right? Now let us go. Let us read the translation by Srila Prabhupada. Foods dear to those
Foods dear to those
in the mode of
in
goodness
the mode of goodness
increases the duration of life,
increase the duration of life,
purify one's existence,
purify one's existence,
and give strength,
give strength,
health,
health,
happiness,
happiness,
and satisfaction.
and satisfaction.
Such foods are juicy,
Such foods are juicy,
fatty,
fatty,
wholesome,
wholesome,
and pleasing to the heart.
and pleasing.
Ninth, Katvamal Lavana Ushina
Tatvamla Lavan,
Atu
Lavana, Yashkushna,
Tikshna Ruksha Vidahina
Tekshna, Ruksha Vida, Hina,
Ahara Rajasyeshtha
Ahara, Rajas, Nista,
Dukha Shokamya Prada
Kashokamaya Prada,
Katvamal Lavanat Atyut Ushna
Tatvamla, Lavanatishna,
Tikshna Ruksha Vidahina
Tekshna, Ruksha Vida, Hina,
Ahara Rajasyeshtha
Yeshta,
Dukha Shokamaya Prada
Kashokamaya Prada, Tatvamla, Lavanatishna, Ushna,
Katamla Lavantya Ushna
Ushna, Ruksha, Vidhanhinaha,
Tikshna Ruksha Vidahinaha
Ahara, Rajas, Yeshta,
Ahara Rajasyeshtha
Sukha, Sokamaya Pradaha,
Dukha Shokamaya Pradaha. So Krishna says, Katva means something which is very, very bitter.
Bitter.
Katva means which is something which is very bitter. Amla means something which is very, very sour. And Lavana means something which is too salty. And Atya Ushna is hot. And Atya Ushna is very, very hot. Tikshna is pungent. Ruksha is something which is dry. And Vidahina, which is what are burnt. Like ahara, such type of such type of food is rajasayeshta. Someone who is in the mode of passion enjoys such food. And what does it give rise to? Dukha shoka amaya prada. It gives dukh, and that is unhappiness, shok, that is misery, and disease. So such type of food actually gives the dukh, shok, and disease to the mode of people who are in the mode of passion. So let's read the translation by Srila Prabhupada. Foods that are too bitter, too sour, salty, hot, pungent, dry and burning, are dear to those in the mode of passion. Such food causes distress, misery, and disease. Now, 10th, Shlok number 10th. Yatayamam gatarasam puti parishutam chavayata uchishtam api cha medhyam bhojanam tamasa priyam yatayamam gatarasam puti parishutam chayat uchishtam api cha medhyam bhojanam tamasa priyam yatayamam gatarasam puti paryushitam chayat uchishtam api cha medhyam bhojanam tamasam priyam yatayamam. Yamam means prahar, something which is cooked more than 3 hours, more than 2 prahar. Yatayam is more than 2 prahar. 2 prahar is almost 6 hours. So with something which is cooked more than 3 hours. Gatarasam, which does not have juice. It is without this dried, which without any juice. Puti. Puti is something which is decomposed. And parishitam, which is something which is something like meat, putrid. Yeah. Something of dead animals. Chayat. Uchishthamapi. Uchishthamapi means something with the remains of the food which has not been consumed. Cha medhyam. Such food, bhojanam tamasapriyam. Such food are enjoyed by who are in the mode of darkness. So let us read the English translation. Food prepared more than 3 hours before being eaten. Food that is tasteless, decomposed, and putrid, and food consisting of remnants and untouchable things, is dear to those in the mode of darkness. So in this category falls the non-veg and such foods, is it's stale food. All these things will be in this category, and that is the mode of darkness, right? Now, what you eat, so you become, isn't it? Then we go to the Shlok number 11th. Afala akanksha bhir yagyo vidhi dishto ya ijjate yashtavayam me veti manah samadhaya sasatvikah afala akanksha yagyo vidhi dishto ya ijjate yashtavayameveti manah samadhaya sasatvikah. Now Krishna here, yeah. Afala akankshirbhiryagyo vidhi dishto ya ijjate yashtavyameveti manah samadhaya sasatvikah. So here Krishna explains about yagya. So now we talked about ahar. He goes to the next thing, which is yagya. What sort of yagya is in the mode of goodness? And he explains afala akankshirbhiryo yagyo. The yagya which is performed without any expectation of results. Afala means without any expectation of results. Akanksha means desires. There is no expectation of any results or no desires. Vidhi dishto, it is done as per the scriptural injection, as per scripture. Ya ijade yeshta vayam eti mana. And then the mind with no desire, it is being done as a part of your duty. It is done as a part of duty. Mana samadhaya, and with mind fully focused. Such yajna is in the mode of goodness. Such as mode is in the mode of goodness. So basically, if you remember, when we read the third chapter of Bhagavad Gita, when Krishna explained that when he creates the living world, material world, and he sends the living entity there, so that because they want to enjoy and lord over material things, so he so says, okay, you want to go away from me, then I'm creating this material world. This is more like a jail, but you go there and try to lord over things. But along with that, Krishna says, I also send the Vedas along with that. Why did he send the Vedas and the scriptures along with that? So that when the living entity, when all of us are satisfied or tired of enjoying, then what we do, we actually look towards Vedas and follow Veda to know what is the right way to live. And as per Veda, it is we have to do. It's a part of our duty to keep on doing yajna without any expectations. So when we do that, then we become purified, and our senses become purified. And when our senses become purified, we actually starts in the mode of goodness. We start actually it helps us to move up of the mode of sattvam to the mode of helps us to transcend the three modes, right? So let us read the English translation by Srila Prabhupada. Of sacrifices, the sacrifice performed according to the directions of scriptures as a matter of duty by those who desire no reward is of the nature of goodness. 12th. Abhisandhyayatu phalam dambhartham api chaiva yat ijyate bharata shrestha tam yagyam vidhirajasam abhisandhyayatu phalam dambhartham api chaiva yat ijyate bharata shrestha tam yagyam vidhirajasam abhisandhyayatu phalam dambhartham api chaiva yat ijyate bharata shrestha tam yagyam vidhirajasam. Now Krishna explains those yajna which is done for phal. Phala means with the expectation of results. And dambha means dambha is proud, to show in the mode of being pride that I'm doing this thing, I'm doing the yajna. And not only that you're doing as a proud, but also dambhartham api, and also as expectation to get something in return, that I'm doing yajna, so I should get some material benefit out of it. Such yajna is in the mode of passion. So let us read the translation by Srila Prabhupada. But the sacrifice performed for some material benefit or for the sake of pride, O chief of Bharat, you should know to be in the mode of passion. 13th. Vidihinam shishtanam ashishtanam mantrahinam adakshinam shraddha virhitam yagyam tamasam parichakshate. Vidihinam ashishtanam mantrahinam adakshinam shraddha virhitam yagyam tamasam parichakshate. Vidihinam ashishtanam mantrahinam adakshinam shraddha virahitam yagyam tamasam parichakshate. Krishna says vidhihinam. Vidhi means not following any process. Yeah, vidhihinam, not following any process. Ashishtanam, and not giving prasadam annam at the end of the yajna. Mantrahinam, without chanting of any Vedic mantra, hymns, and dakshinam, without giving dakshina to the priest who is performing, shraddha virhitam, without faith. Such yagya, then when it is performed, is in the mode of tamasam, in the mode of ignorance. Let us read the translation by Srila Prabhupada. Any sacrifice performed without regard for the directions of scriptures,
performed without regard for the directions of scriptures,
without distribution of prasadam, without chanting of Vedic hymns, and remunerations to the priest, and without faith, is considered to be the mode of ignorance. So we finished what is the three types of faith. We finished what is the three types of ahar, that is food. We finished what is the three types of yagya that we do. Now let us read the 14th shlok. Deva Devij Guru Pragya Pujanam Shocanam Arjanam Brahmacharya Ahimsa Cha Shariram Tapa Uchyate Deva Dvij Guru Pragya Pujanam Shocham Arjavam Brahmacharyam Ahimsa Cha Shariram Tapa Uchyate Deva Dvija Guru Pragya Pujanam Shocham Arjavam Brahmacharyam Ahimsa Cha Shariram Tap Uchyate. Now Krishna is explaining about what is the tap, what is the austerity of sharir. Now he is differentiating between body and soul. So first he is explaining about how can we control our senses. So what is the austerity of our body? Shariram tap. Sharir is our body and tap is the austerity. So what are the austerities that is for the body, so that we actually start controlling our senses. He says Pujanam. Pujanam is to do worship. Pujanam is to worship. To whom to worship? Dev. To worship to the God. Dvij. Dvij is Brahmins. Guru, the spiritual master. Pragya. Pragya is all the knowledgeable people. Someone like spiritual master, Guru, Rishi, from whom you can take knowledge, like father, mother. So those who do puja to them, Shocham, those who maintain cleanliness. Arjavam. Arjavam is simplicity, who lives in a simple way. Brahmacharya, who follows Brahmacharya, and celibacy. And Ahimsa, non-violence. Such is called the austerity of the body. So let's read the English translation. Austerity of the body consists in worship of the Supreme Lord, the Brahmins, the spiritual master, the superiors like the father and mother, and in the cleanliness, simplicity, celibacy, and non-violence. 15th. Anudvegakaram vakyam satyam priyahitam chayat Swadhyaya Abhyasanam Chaivam Vangmayam Tapa Uchyate Anudvegakaram Vakyam Satyam Priyahitam Chayat Swadhyaya Abhyasanam Chaiva Vangyam Tapa Uchyate. Now here Krishna explains about what is the tap of your speech. How someone who is in a mode of goodness speaks. He says Anudvegakaram Vakyam. So whatever words he speaks is basically without vague, without agitation. It is very, very pleasing. It is very, very pleasing. Satyam, it is truthfulness. Priya, it is happiness. And hit, it is also for good for someone else. Swadhyaya, the speech, that should be used for gaining the spiritual knowledge, and abhyasanam, for practicing the spiritual knowledge. And that is the austerity of Vangmaya. Vangmaya is the speech. That is the austerity of speech. So basically, whatever we speak should is also of three types. Someone is in the mode of goodness, with the how will they speak? It will be, they will be speaking without anger. It will be very pleasing to the ears. It will be truthful, and whatever they'll be speaking will be benefiting others. And someone who is not in the mode of goodness, they will be speaking harsh words, they will be fighting, they'll be criticizing others. So all these are the qualities of the passion and ignorance, right? So let us read the translation by Srila Prabhupada. Austerity of speech
Austerity of speech
consists in speaking words
consists in speaking
that are
words
truthful,
that are truthful,
pleasing,
pleasing,
beneficial,
beneficial,
and not agitating to others,
not agitating to others,
and also in regularly reciting Vedic literature.
also citing Vedic literature.
17. Shlok number 17 is what we will read now. Shraddhaya paraya triptam
Shraddhaya paraya saptam
tapas tatrividham narai
tapasthatrividham nare
afala akanksha bhirbhuktai
yukte
सात्विकं परिचक्षते
sadvikam varishakti
श्रद्धया परया तप्तं
Shraddhaya paraya saptam
तपस्तत्त्रिविधं नरै
tapasthatrividham nare
अफल आकांक्षाभिर्युक्तै
pala akanshivayukte
सात्विकं परिचक्षते.
sadvikam varishakti.
Now here again Krishna explains about the austerity of tapa, and he says this, let's read the translation in by Srila Prabhupada. This threefold austerity
This threefold austerity
performed with transcendental faith
performed with transcendental
by
faith
men not expecting material benefits
by men not expecting material
but
benefit,
engaged only for the sake of supreme
but engaged only for the sake of the supreme
is called austerity in goodness.
called austerity in goodness.
18th. सत्कार मान पूजार्थम
Satkaramana pujatam
तपोदम्भेन चैव यत्
dhamena chaitya
क्रियते तदहि प्रोक्तम
proktam
राजसं चलम उद्ध्रुवम.
rajasam chalam adhruvam
सत्कारमान पूजार्थम
satkaramana pujatam
तपोदम्भेन चैव यत्
dhamena chaitya
क्रियते तदहि प्रोक्तम
kriyate tad iha proktam
राजसं चलम अध्रुवम.
rajasam chalam adhruvam
सत्कार
satkaramana pujatam
सत्कारमान पूजार्थम
tapodhambena chaivaya
तपोदम्भेन चैव यत्
iha proktam
क्रियते तदहि प्रोक्तम
rajasamchalam adhruvam.
राजसं चलम ध्रुवम. Now here Krishna explains about the penance, and let's read the translation. Penance performed out of pride
Penance performed out of pride
and for the sake of gaining
and
respect,
for the sake of gaining respect,
honor and worship
honor and worship
is said to be the mode of passion.
is said to be in the mode of passion.
It is neither stable nor permanent.
It is neither stable
So if
nor
you,
permanent.
if someone who is doing the penance for show off and for pride and to get respect, that is temporary and is in the mode of passion. Then moodha grahena atmano
Atmano
yat pidaya kriyate tapah
pidaya kriyate tapah
parasyot sadhanartham va
sadhana va
tatam tamas samudhitam
tamsam udharkatam
moodha grahena atmano
udharahena atmano
yat pidaya kriyate tapah
pidaya kriyate tapah
parasyot sadhanartham va
sadhanartham va
tattamas samudharitam.
tamasam udharitam.
So let's read the English translation. Penance
Penance
performed out of foolishness,
performed out of foolishness,
with self-torture,
with self-torture,
or to destroy or injure others,
or to destroy or injure others,
is said to be the mode of ignorance. If I am doing worship so that someone else gets destroyed, that is in the mode of ignorance. And the last part, Krishna explains about charity. Even the charity that we do is of three types. Let us read the English translation only. Shlok number 20, 21 and 22. It says, charity given out of duty,
charity given out of duty,
without expectation of return,
without expectation of return,
and at the proper time and place,
the proper time and place,
and to a worthy
and
person,
to a worthy person,
is considered to be in the mode of
is
goodness.
considered to be in the mode of goodness.
So, if we are giving charity to the right person, at the right time, and who deserves the one who is a Brahmin, but he's a practicing Brahmin, then it is the mode of goodness, right? Then, but charity performed with expectation of some return
Charity performed with the expectation of some return
and with a desire for fruitive results,
or with a desire for fruitful results
and is in a grudging mood,
or in a grudging mood
is in a charity in the mode of passion.
is said to be in the charity in the mode of passion.
If I'm giving dan, but I'm saying I'm giving dan, but I want something in return. With that expectation, if I'm doing dan, and also when I'm doing dan, I'm not doing it happily by my whole heart. I am doing it grudgingly, then it is in the mode of passion. And last, and charity performed at the impure place,
Charity performed at an impure place
at an improper time,
at an improper time
to unworthy person,
to unworthy person
and without proper attention and respect,
or without proper attention and respect
is said to be the mode of ignorance.
is in the mode
So
of
when we are giving dan, we should know whom we are giving. What is the place? What is the time? Right? So if we are giving charity and that is to the impure person at an impure place, now without any respect and attention to the person who does not deserve it, then it is the mode of that is not considered as dan. So with this we will actually end the three modes that we learned, and what are the various everything that we do can be classified into three modes, and some of the example is what we read from 13th chapter today. We will proceed. We'll actually start with shlok number 10 in the next class. With this I finish today's class. Hare Krishna. Let us Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna.